Shalom, beautiful souls, beautiful, cherished soul. Thank you, and welcome back to another topic on Building Lives 101, where this is all about going back to the principles, the basics, principles of spirituality. Okay, now let's dive in. Actually, before I do dive in, I just would like to say to everyone, please, your support is welcome, okay? And it costs you nothing if you have benefit from this content in some way, shape, or form. Please like, share, subscribe, especially sharing. We're all taking part in bringing awareness to each other, and about and to help us all to expand in oneness. Okay, so the whole thing about the Antichrist, or Christ consciousness. I mean, it's either your Christ consciousness, awareness, and you believe in that, or you're anti-Christ, meaning that you're against developing your Christ consciousness, the power of the Christ consciousness mind, the Godhead. Okay, so the topic today, of course, is what we can spread the word, and that's great. And I'm thinking a lot of them believe that, yeah, let them spread the word, but when you start to utilizing the word, when you start to take what I see things that say what they don't want you to know, and yeah, that could be, what they don't want you to know, but also is what you do, your action, your inspired, and that's very important, your inspired action. It's not action that is going off of your emotions, your feelings, because you're upset, you're hurt. That's not what I'm talking about. The inspired action by the One Most High. Okay? Those are. And right now, a lot of us are in infancy, where we're learning how to develop our spirituality, to learning how to know to trust that connection between of the One Most High. Okay, so I had my last video, which didn't get a lot of views, and that's okay. I understand that a lot of people right now are so engrossed in what's going on in Africa and all the distractions, really, what is going on, and a lot of them are embedded in that and are seeking information in regard to that. And I can jump on that bandwagon right now, but this information is for people who are really truly seeking out the path of righteousness and really want to get back into connecting with the One Most High and developing their spiritual gifts and ability to grow, because that is what's most important here. That is what's going to get us out of a lot of the issues that is plaguing our lives right now. That is the most important thing. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all will be added unto you. So if you seek God first, if you develop your connection, your God consciousness, Christ consciousness first, and your connection with God, then all will be added onto you. The wisdom, the knowledge of oneness, the knowledge, everything, a lot of things will be added onto you. You would know. Not only just information and wisdom will be added onto you, but prosperity also will be added onto you. And for some, prosperity is different. My prosperity is going to be different in years. Some people will be quite content with just a nice little cabin, a small little yard, or just a thing by the pond, and with a dog or cat or whatever, and that's it. And they're good. They don't need a lavish house and, you know, and cars and money and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's different. And if we would draw ourselves from a lot of that and more, well, that's another story. But anyway, so I had touched about dream. Even though I've read a lot of the Bible, you know, I'm not a Bible thumper to be like quoting scriptures and going back and forth. And a lot of the stuff I just know, and I speak from what I know, what, you know. So, and what I've experienced. Again, when I say I speak from my experience, and in that last video that I did about dreams, about knowing the power, about the power of your dreams, today as I was reading through the Bible, I came across a verse. I came across a verse that kind of nailed that, because I think I was talking about visions, that once you develop your spirituality, and God talks to us in many ways, and our dreams are very important, and we travel when we are asleep. We travel when we are asleep, and information comes back with us in those dreams, in our dreams, that will come across as dreams. And that's how God talks to us. Okay, so here in Numbers 12:6, okay, this is what it says. It says, and he says, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. I will make myself known in vision, and I will speak unto him in dreams. How wonderful is that? Okay, so now I have scripture to back that up. Okay, I didn't put it in my last video, but it's in scriptures. It's there. And of course, there's so many other books, so there's things that I'm probably going to say that some people is going to, you know, maybe not resonate with, because it's not in the Bible. And that's one of the things that they use to dismiss a lot of information too, because they're, you know, people are going to say, if it's not in the Bible, and if there's, you know, then you can't trust it. You have to be very careful who you're listening to, because there's a lot of people out there. One, they're going off of what they've been trained, what they've been brainwashed to say over the years, and some people are just repeating it, and some people are actually part of the system that is perpetrating the brainwashing. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful. You have to go by your own you know, what if it resonates with you? If it resonates with you, and maybe it doesn't resonate with you right now, because that's where you're not. You're not there right now. You're not on that level or whatever. And so that's okay. That's okay. You don't bash it. You just don't resonate with you right now. Okay? And you move on. You don't judge. You just move on. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta have my tea here. Oh, that's so good. I'm drinking some ginger, soursop leaves with meringue, and of course some lemon with a little bit of maple. Not the maple syrup that you get in the that you put on your pancake. The other maple syrup, the 100%, the dark maple syrup. Okay, I just had to take a sip of that. It's so good. All right, so in saying that, I hope that resonate with somebody. And now I have scriptures to actually back that up. So if you want, if you haven't seen my video on dreams, go and see it. And then that will, then all of this will make sense. Because I go through a lot of my experience with my dreams. And I hope that will resonate with all of you. Okay, so that's one thing that I want to bring up. Okay, so before I move on, this is one prayer that I believe that a lot of us just say a lot in the Bible, which is in Numbers 6, Numbers 6, 24 to 27. Now, in the word where it says bless, I'm going to say prosper. Okay, so just note that. So it reads, the Lord will prosper thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be generous unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will prosper them. And, you know, for us to get the blessing and the gifts back of God, God tells us very clearly in the Bible, and I don't know the scriptures yet, but I think it's in Deuteronomy. If you draw unto God, God would draw unto you. Okay? If you pull away from him, and the way that you pull away from him is by your deeds, is by your thoughts, is what you do. If you're not expressing love and you're raising your vibration that way, then you are not of God. You are now anti-Christ. Because you're out of your Christ consciousness. Okay. Now, of course, in Deuteronomy 5, 12 to 14, it talks about the Sabbath. And of course, we're in the Sabbath now. I did this on Saturday. So it tells you when to keep the Sabbath. That it's, you work 6 days and that you rest on the seventh day. Now, remember, a lot of this information was changed by what we call now Jewish people. Okay, it has been. So you see that it says everything shall rest. Your handmaid, your manservant, your maid, everybody, your ox, all your animals, everybody rests. Everybody. But if you remember, Jesus healed, and Jesus says, when he was talking to them, he says that if something is wrong with an animal, that they would go tend to that animal even on the Sabbath. But for a person, do we not tend to them? Is your cow or your animals, the cattle's more important than a human? Okay, and if he says, if my Father work, okay, why doesn't he? The Sabbath is really for us to rest, to just take a break. Okay, it's for us to take a break. We should be connecting to God every single day through meditation, through reading, through prayer. Actually, the highest prayer that you can actually give to God is through your meditation, is without words. That is your highest prayer, is without words, by visualization. There's other ways that I can explain that. Anyway, so I'm going to go over the commandments a little bit. And the commandment is not a commandment. God does not command any of us to do anything. God is a loving God, and God is here to guide us with a gentle heart. Okay? With a gentle heart. And everything that God gives in here is just principles, just basic principles, okay? That if you adhere to these principles, you are exercising Christ consciousness, one, you're exercising love. What he says, the most important, Yeshua said, the most important commandments, okay, or principles, is to love each other, to love each other. That's what they don't want you to do, is to love each other, to love and to help each other, to unite with each other. That's why it's so important for them to divide us. Okay? So this is why I'm saying people of color, and and I know some people may take this the wrong way. And because I hear, like when one people says, oh, black people, they think that they're so superior. Okay? But our gifts in the spirituality can help everyone. I heard a white guy actually, who says that the black people is the people that are going to save us. Okay, well, we're all here to save ourselves. Okay, that's true. And this is why I'm saying the people of color has a greater gift, because a greater gift spiritually doesn't make them better than anybody else. But if they tap into that, if they focus correctly, and we're at that pivotal moment right now where it is very important for us, people who are chosen people, and of the 144,000, to focus on love, to focus on raising their consciousness, okay? And focus on peace instead of focusing on building wealth and material. Focus on God, focus on peace, focus on the love and prosperity of this country. Why do you think that they're giving all this stuff, that all this stuff is coming out about manifestation, and they're putting your attention in a total different way? And then what is it? A lot of people have issues. Manifestation, does it work? Yes, it does, when applied properly. I've proven that it works, and I've proven that it doesn't work when I don't apply it right. Oh my gosh, my dogs. Okay, so now that I've quieted my dogs, all right. So my wonderful cherished souls, more than anything else, what they fear is what you do with the knowledge that you get. There are the whole thing about the shift. Is there a new world? I believe yes. That new world is already happened. That Mother Earth has already don't forget we are just experiencing the birth pains of that transition. And that's why everything is so crazy right now. It's because we're going through birth pains, okay, of that transition into a new age. I don't want to say new earth, but a new age, okay? Making it a new earth, because a lot of things will change. There will be actually new species of plants and animals that will emerge. I think scientists is already finding new species of plants, and I've already seen some, and animals too. So we're going through a new age, okay? Now, some people will say that has to do with technology and where we're going, and I caution people about that. I caution caution, because see, there's one group that wants to go where world domination, where everything is on a computer. All our money is through a chip, and they can easily just take us off. Give you, just cut off you from all your money because everything is on computer. It's a chip. Seriously? I mean, it's bad enough that we are making a piece of paper control our lives, and given that value, we give value to it. It has no value. And then now we're going to have a invisible currency control our lives. I you know what I say to myself? Oh my gosh, that is some kind of special stupidity of people. I have to be careful because it's one of the things when you raise to a consciousness and awareness that we don't judge. We don't judge. You try not to judge anyone, and if people don't get it, they don't get it. But it's not to say that they won't get it, And it's for us to keep our peace when we realize that a lot of people are missing the mark. It's like the same thing with AI. I use AI to help me to better my thing, but I don't like, I play around with it. I ask it questions, like I've asked it about God, I've asked it about Jesus, I've asked it about so many things, and there are so many questions that I ask that it will tell me I can't answer that, it isn't, but I realize that it's programmed. For one, depending on the information, it goes out into the information and it searches, and there's some information where it is a program. It is programmed to answer a certain way to certain specific questions. Okay? So this is why I don't use AI for certain things. Turn to books, turn to other ways, turn to your inner self to find these information, because AI is not going to be a credible source of information. Okay? I use AI to help me if I'm writing something to just make it better. I write it and then I have it help me to write it. And sometimes I may have it help me with an introduction with something, but then I go over it and I tweak it so it sounds more like me. Okay? So you can use AI in a certain way, but it shouldn't be that you're using it to replace you, the creator. You're not the creator, AI is. Okay, so we have to be very careful about that. And, so this whole AI thing, we just have to be careful. I think, who is it that says it? That AI is fun, but when we start to give it consciousness, then that's when we're kind of, if we want AI to help us, then we can let it help us, but without the consciousness, without having it being kind of conscious or awareness of itself, just, aiding us in certain things, like to, whether it's to wash our car or whatever, things, but don't have the consciousness of awareness, if that makes sense. Okay. I forgot who is it that said if you make it that, then now you have created a slave, because if you make it conscious, then now you have created a slave, not a help. Okay. Not like I would go on to AI and says, hey, could you write me I normally write out something and I would say, could you make this better? Or I would say, could you give me a good title of this, a better, and it will. I would give it what I want a title about, but it will give it to me better, and I choose, and sometimes I just choose it and make that in my own way. But that's what we should use it for. Okay, so again, what we all need to do. And it's not just about being here on Facebook and posting, okay? What are we doing in our lives to prepare for certain, things that are actually going on? Are we planting foods, or what are we doing? Are we getting our community together? Whether we're black, white, we all need to do that, okay? I have to understand that a lot of what I'm saying right now is not going to catch on right away. I'm hoping that it catches on sooner than later. Like, years ago when we were talking about a lot of this stuff, it took a while. It took a while for a lot of those things to sink into people's mind. And they know this, and they're very patient. So whatever they have planned, a lot of the times they're very patient. They roll it out in phases. And sometimes they get a little sloppy because they're pushing it, because certain things are happening that is out of their control, and they want to counteract that. So sometimes they show their hand and they show their face by doing certain things that shows them up rather than helping them. Like right now, look at this thing where they're trying to pass a law about anti-Semitism. And we know this is coming from Israel, because Israel is getting a big, the younger generations are not buying that whole thing about Israel and what's happening with Gaza. So they want to control the narrative. And as I've said before, it's all about the narrative. The control, the programming. And we can change the narrative. We can change the narrative. Because as we change the narrative, the energy changes. Okay? The energy changes. So if all of us now are sending out messages about love, about peace, about the Most High, and about uniting, okay? And about uniting, and about, talking good things. Like I see a lot of people are coming forward and are saying a lot of things about history and giving credit to Black people about that. Now, if more people do that, we now change the narrative about Black people, about the history that has been changed, and good things like that we focus on now comes to light, and it's a whole new ball game. Okay, it's a whole different ball game, because now a different picture of Black people are being painted. Like, I did not know that France had turned to Africa to help them in their war. I didn't know that. I actually just found that out. And, that is good information. I mean, I try not to bombard my head with a lot of that stuff. But I saw something, because, as I said, I think even though someone in my comment had told me that Africa, the whole thing that's going on with Africa right now is a distraction, and it might as well could be. However, I don't believe so. I don't really believe it's not. It could. It is and it isn't. If that makes sense. I think they probably could be using it as so, but I believe that the situation and what is going on is very serious, and I believe that The governments of a lot of these countries are very afraid of what's going on with Africa, that Africa are actually taking their power back. And they are very afraid of losing control over that. So that is real. That is absolutely real. But it's now about what Africa does with that power. So that they will get from this, and that kind of, we'll have to see what happens with that. But Africa needs to get back to their spirituality, because there's some issues I know with Africa that I'm kind of leery about here, and I know that they're angry, and rightfully so. But however, they really do need to get back to that spirituality part, but not make themselves weak in a sense. We are loving, wonderful, loving, patient people that have put up with so much. Okay. All right. I don't want to make this long. So guys, thank you so much. And again, our doing, what we do is what they're most afraid of. If we're doing it in alignment with our Christ consciousness, okay? And once you are aware, okay, I know that a lot of people, if they think that the 144,000 or the chosen people are here to create war and things of that nature, and they're sadly mistaken, because you cannot develop your Christ consciousness to a level of oneness, knowing, having that wisdom, having that knowledge, and then use it for evil. You can't. And if you do, you're going to get smacked down real fast. Okay? You would lose that power. So, God says, the Bible says, One Most High says, you will know them by their fruits. It doesn't make you weak. There's ways that you can use your power. We need to fight this war with our spirituality. So much can come from our meditation, our focus, our channel, where we channel our energy. So much can come from that, more so than us picking up any weapon, anything. And if you're listening to me and you'll know, God will talk to you. You'll know what to do. What are the things that you need to do to work towards manifesting peace, to work towards having things go in our favor? We have to know the power within us to be able to do that. And together, if we're focusing all on the same thing, the same goal, the same mindset, the oneness of our consciousness, we can achieve that. This is what they have done, using the power, but in a negative way. But they're using that power in a very destructive way, and they're using it with brute force type of thing, rather than, okay. All right. I don't want to make this long, so I'm going to go, but most of you should know what I am talking about. Please let me know if you get this. Okay. Again, please like and subscribe. Help to, you can, if you just, your like and your support really helps. Okay, your and sharing really helps support this channel, and that's all I ask. Anyway, guys, listen. Peace and love to all of you. I sincerely mean that, and I'm actually feeling somebody right now, a woman. I don't know if her name is Joan when she watches this, She's black, kind of brown skin. I don't know. I think she lives in New York. I don't know why that just came to me. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I have some kind of. It's like I just saw her in my head. It's weird. Okay. Anyway, guys. Thank you so much. I guess the reason why I felt like she. I don't know if she has some kind of doubts or something or question, and I think that's why I'm mentioning her name, to call her out. But anyway, thank you. I think she lives on the second floor. I think her name is Joan. So lives on the second floor in an apartment in New York, in Harlem. That's what I got. I don't know who you are, but that's exactly what I just got. So you know who you are. You're probably going to review this and go, oh my gosh. So that's for you, Miss Doubter. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And peace and love to you.